In problem number 10, I would like to graph the function f of x equals 3 over 2x plus 1, given that the domain of this function is x such that x greater than negative 2. This domain is an infinite domain type, which means that the domain has no end. It has a starting point, which is negative 2, but it has no end. So I expect that this function should have an arrow in the graph. So all I care about is this point, which is the starting point, negative 2, and this point is not included inside the domain of the function because we don't find an equal sign here. So I'm going to use this point and substitute in the original relationship to get the corresponding y value. So I'm going to substitute here at x equals negative 2, y equals 3 over 2 times negative 2 plus 1. Now simplifying this, 2 simplifies with 2, and it gives you negative 3 plus 1, which is, sorry, this is plus, which is negative 2. So the ordered pair here is negative 2 and negative 2. Secondly, I'm going to locate this point on the graph of the function. But if I'm going to locate this point, I should locate this point as a non-shaded circle, because we said earlier that this point is not included inside the domain of the function. So all I have to do is to draw a non-shaded circle here at this point at x equals negative 2 and y equals negative 2. Then I would like to decide in which direction the line goes, because this line can start with this point, then go up, and also it can start with this point and go down. So I would like to decide in which direction this line is going to follow. So let me pick another point at x equals 0. At x equals 0, I would like to find the value for y equals 3 over 2 times 0 plus 1. Anything times 0 is 0, so it gives you 1. So the second ordered pair is 0 and 1. I'm going to locate this point on the graph. At x equals 0, the y value is 1, so this is my point. All I have to do now is to connect between these 2 points with the line, and don't forget to put an arrow here, because we said earlier that the function should have an arrow because the domain type is an infinite domain. So this arrow indicates that the function has no end in both the domain and the range. I would like now to find the range for this function, so I'm going to draw a perpendicular line to the y-axis down at the start of the function, and I notice that the values of y keep increasing to infinity. So this is the range of the function, and the range of this function starts with the value negative 2 on y, which is this one, negative 2, and it keeps going up in this direction, which is the direction of positive infinity. We said earlier that positive infinity always takes rounded bracket, while negative 2 is not included because it has non-shaded circle, so it takes a rounded bracket also. So this is the range for this function and the graph for this function.